Hey everybody, Ryan here from Rhino Hockey Channel. Alright, gonna be going over New York Islanders 2021-2022 season preview. Alright, if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, and hit that share button as well. And let me know what you think in the comments if you agree or disagree with what my opinions are in this video. They are just that, opinions. Keep that in mind. And just be civil in the comments, that's all I ask. And let's get started. Alright. So, this is who the New York Islanders added this year. Richard Panik, they added in a trade along with Edmonton's second round pick this last draft, for Nick Leddy. That was, he didn't get picked by Seattle. As you can tell, there are two players on here I do not have monetary amounts for or term for, and that's because even on Cap Friendly, they're listed as UFAs still. They don't have their term or amount of money they're making. That would be Zach Parise and Zdeno Chara. They have signed with the team. I just can't find the exact amounts. So that's why they're blank. But they are with the team. Zdeno Chara returned to the team he started in the league with. And Zach Parise returning to play with Lou Lamoriello again. Andy Andreoff, they signed for a 1 year $750,000 contract. And Paul Ledoux, 1 year $750,000. Subtractions: Nick Leddy went to Detroit, and Andrew Ladd went with Colorado's second round pick this last draft, a conditional Colorado 2022 second round pick, or the Islanders 2022 second round pick, and a conditional 2023 third round pick to Arizona for future considerations. In other words, take Andrew Ladd and we'll give you some incentive. And we don't care, give us a bag of pucks. They re-signed Adam Pellich for 8 years, $5.75 million per season. I think that's going to be a pretty good contract for him down the line. Kyle Palmieri re-signed 4 years, $5 million per. If he can pick up his offense again, that would be a good one. Casey Zizekas, 6 years, $2.5 million per. Ilya Sorokin, 3 years, $4 million per. And Anthony Beauvillier, 3 years, $4.15 million per. Those are all pretty good, decent money contracts where they're not absorbent amounts either. So that's a helpful thing for a team that's already strapped onto the salary cap. As you can see, $85 million is their projected cap hit, along with projected long-term injury reserve of $3.7 million, sitting at a cap space of $0. Alright, so hopefully this team can get bolstered by getting Anders Lee back, because they really missed him last year in the offensive area. I mean, if they had him in the playoffs, they might have gone further than they did. Cal Clutterbuck and Leo Komarov, along with Russ Johnston, are UFAs. Like I said, Zach Parise, as you can see, is listed as a UFA still, even though he signed there because he was a UFA for Minnesota, not the New York Islanders. Michael Del Cole is still an unqualified UFA, but he's in their camp. Don't understand it, but that's just how it is. And this team has a good offense. They should be a pretty good team, just by looking at this. So, we'll get into that later, but that's just what I'm going to say for now. Defensively, they have Adam Pellich, new contract starting this year. Ryan Pollock will be a UFA after this year, along with Andy Green. Noah Dobson and Sebastian Aho, not that Sebastian Aho, are RFAs. And like I said, Zdeno Chara is signed, but like I said, it says UFA for some reason still without a monetary amount. But he is signed. So, Dobson, if he has a good year, is going to get some more money. Sebastian Aho, I can't imagine it's not going to sign for a whole lot more. Andy Green probably will just sign for no league minimum if he returns. And Ryan Pollock is definitely the one defender they want to work to get re-signed. Goaltending-wise, Semyon Varlamov, Ilya Sorokin. Good tandem. Can't see anything wrong with that. I don't know why they have Corey Schneider listed as a UFA, but they do. Johnny Boychuk is not going to be playing, so he's on the injury reserve just because he's over 35. They couldn't just get rid of his contract, so he's going to be on long-term injury reserve, but is gone after this year, his contract. Buried penalty, Thomas Hickey is $1.3 million towards their cap. That comes off after this season if he ends up not playing for them in the NHL this season. And they have Eric Gustafson on professional tryout. He's kind of like a Marc-Andre Bergeron, if you remember him. Great offensively, terrible defensively. Alright, in the minors, or non-roster, you have Atu Radi, who may end up being a very good steal in the second round for this team. Simon Holmstrom, another prospect for them. Let's see, you have Kiefer Bellows and Anatoly Golshev, who are RFAs unsigned currently for this team. I think that's the first time we ran into that so far. After the season, Arnaud Durando, along with Dmitro Timashov and Otto Koivola, are all RFAs. Andy Andreev and Austin Czarnik are UFAs after this season. Defensively, Thomas Hickey will be a UFA after this season. Paul Ledoux as well will be a UFA. Robin Salo, along with Mitch Vandesumple, Parker Witherspoon, and Grant Hutton are all RFAs after this season. And Bodie Wild is down there, still one guy who might get some time, as well as Robin Salo could possibly as well. Goalie-wise, they have Ken Appleby is a UFA after this season. This is how they drafted at number 52, Atu Ratti, the guy who was predicted to be number 1 overall as late as about 8 months ago. Fell to 52. That's how much of a drop-off he had in his play last year. But still, I think this may end up being a steal for this team at 52, and they may have lucked out by getting a top-end offensive talent this late in the draft. And you can see the rest. They had no first-round pick, obviously. So, this is who they picked. In the 2022 draft, they have their own first as of now. They do not have their own second. They have a conditional Colorado second. They had their own third, no fourth-round pick. They had their own fifth and sixth, and no seventh. In 2023, they have all their own picks, except for their third-round pick is conditional, so they may not have that. And they have all their own picks in 2024. This is their lineup based off of Cap Friendly's depth charts, not necessarily how their line will end up, so take that into consideration. But still, Cap Friendly, great resource for cap-related questions and just checking out where the cap is for your favorite teams. So, or if you want to make videos on cap situations. Alright, so their first line would be Anders Lee, who, like I said, had a great season going till he injured his leg last year, played 27 games at 19 points. Matthew Barzal, kind of a down year, and it's still a good year. 45 points in 55 games, but it was a down year for him. Kyle Palmieri, a down offensive year, 21 points in 51 games. Definitely needs to improve upon that. Anthony Beauvillier had a breakout year last year, 28 points in 47 games. I know you're saying it's not a great amount, but for an Islanders player, they're usually a defense first team, so 28 points is a very good output for someone on this team. Nelson Brock, 33 points Brock Nelson, 33 points last year, good year as well. Josh Bailey, another great year, so this second line is a pretty good line too. Then Zach Parise, along with Jean-Gabriel Pageau and Oliver Wahlstrom on the third line. Parise, he'll probably end up being on third line because that fourth line is a pretty solid fourth line for this team. Of Martin, Cizikas, Clutterbuck, I can't see that one being broken up other than in a situation like we see here. Injured Matt Martin may be the one thing. Just like Simeon Varlamov is injured. Johnny Boychuk, we already went over that. But, yes, defensively they have Pellich with Polak. And they don't have any highly offensive defenders, but they have guys who can chip in here and there. Zdeno Chara, along with Scott Mayfield on the second pair, and Andy Green and Noah Dobson on the third. So they have a couple of very veteran defenders playing for them this next season, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially considering Chara is still the biggest guy in the league, and that's unquestionable. Goalies, they have, like I said, Semyon Varlamov looks like he's currently injured. Ilya Sorokin is definitely had a great season. Both of them had great seasons last year, honestly. 19-11 for Varlamov, 9.29 save percentage, 2.04 goals against average. Sorokin, 13-6, 2.17 goals against average, and 9.18 save percentage. Sorokin is going to be probably the starter this year, I gotta imagine, the 1A, because they have a 1A, 1B situation in goal. On the scratches, they got Richard Panik, Leo Komarov, and Thomas Hickey. And yeah, that's all I got for that. Training camp, like I said, Michael Del Cole still there, not signed. Kiefer Bellows is unsigned. He's another guy who could play some games. Ross Johnston could play some games. Andreev could play games. Czarnik has some games under his belt over the years. Dmitro Timashov had one game last year. I didn't even know he played a game. Simon Holmstrom could get some games in this year, former first-round pick for them. Sebastian Aho played a couple of games, or 3 games last year, had 2 points in that time, so he might get some more time this year. Paul Ledoux's played NHL games before. Robin Salo is one of their top young defenders. Eric Gustafson, I really don't know why they'd sign him, but they might. Corey Schneider evidently is on a PTO as well. Alright, on the minors side, there's only 4 guys on the minors list. 2 guys on the loan list, Bodie Wild and Atu Ratti. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised Bodie Wild's on the loan list. I would figure they would try to get him in some games this year. Alright, then you can see the prospects down there. None signed currently. Top prospects. Atu Ratti, 6 points in 35 Liga games. Robin Salo, 30 points in 51 SHL games. Samuel Bolduc, defender, 14 points in 24 AHL games. Pretty good output for a defender. Kiefer Bellows, 3 points in 14 NHL games last year. Ruslan Ishakov, 38 points in 54 Liga games. Liga games. Otto Koivola is another forward that they have on their top prospect list. Bodie Wild, defender. Trishan Lennox, a goaltender. Alexander Lundkrantz, a left winger. And Simon Holmstrom, a right winger. Alright, so I know I keep saying this last year and this year. I see this team as a middle range team. Just because it's a tough division, this team will probably surprise me again and be one of the top teams in the division again. I would not be surprised. That's why I'm saying middle to top of their division is where they're going to finish. Now, do I see them being a contender on the lines of like a Tampa or a Colorado? I don't know if I can say that they're there. I mean, they have a good team. If they keep going the way they're going to go, then they could be a threatening team, especially at Tampa this time around. So, hopefully they stay healthy. Because, I mean, losing Anders Lee hurt last year. So, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Alright. That's all I got for you for the New York Islanders. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Also, hit the share button. Help me get the video out there some more. And other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.